market for Ja Morant last offseason. Memphis Grizzlies finally moved the two-time All-Star on Monday, sent Morant to the Trailblazers in exchange for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. And this trade seemingly crowds a Portland backcourt that has Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson. And if you take a look at what the last couple of years, particularly last year, looked like for Ja Morant, it was a struggle. Averaged 19.5 points per game in 2025 with Memphis. That's his fewest since the 2020-2021 season. Morant has played in 79 of a possible 246 games over the last 3 seasons. So, Vinny, as we break down this trade, what kind of player are the Portland Trailblazers getting in this version of Ja Morant?
I don't think anybody knows what player they're getting because we haven't seen Ja Morant play at the Ja Morant level for a very long time. The health stuff, some of the off-the-floor things, those are the questions that the Portland Trailblazers have. Those are the questions that so many people in the NBA had. That's why there was not a great market for Ja Morant. Think of the team he's walking into. Damian Lillard, not just franchise icon, but coming off an Achilles injury. Drew Holiday, veteran point guard. Scoot Henderson, third pick in the draft from a few years ago, the same draft as Victor Wembanyama, all playing the same exact position. Maybe you're looking at a depressed asset and you're saying we're going to buy low, sell high, and see what we can get out of this. But the fact that nobody in the NBA, like the fact that Ja Morant's price that the Grizzlies were asking in the past week went from, hey, we're asking for a draft pick, team said no. We're asking for, we'll give you a draft pick, team said no. And then this type of return on it lets you know that nobody believes in him. Has he hit rock bottom? Has he hit the point where he can just focus on basketball, getting his body right and everything else? Like we talk about Stephen Curry getting hurt, but Stephen Curry, one of the best conditioned athletes. We saw Stephen Curry's body develop as he got older. Ja Morant still looks like the same skinny dude that he came out of in college. Yeah. No progression in his game and no progression in his body. What does
Ja Morant get his stuff together? I hope Ja Morant come out and show us the best version of himself. Ja Morant, when he's engaged and when he's hooping, he's great for the NBA. He's a competitor. We know we know that he's going to deliver some highlights. But again, if you look at those shooting splits and those numbers, they're horrible. So yes, he has to get in the lab, but he don't have a choice at this point. And listen, that new owner down there in Portland, Ja Morant has to come out there and deliver because the way that the new owner been moving, how funny he's been moving, getting rid of Tiago Splitter after the season he had, the way that he's demanding certain things. I believe they didn't have shirts in the arenas. I believe that they have damn near fired some of the staff, no hotel rooms, all type of stuff. Man, you can't go down there playing with people like that. You know what I mean? So when you come in, if you're Ja, man, you got to come in strictly on business. And also, this Portland team cannot digress. They cannot go backwards. They took major steps forward last season. Ja Morant being added to this with him and Damian Lillard in the backcourt. And I know Dame is coming off an Achilles injury, but the one thing that we do know is that Dame is a hell of a player off the ball. So let's see what Ja is going to do. I believe he has no choice but to deliver in great fashion.
Yeah, I mean, is it okay for me to just be sad about this for a little bit? Like, I'm kind of bummed out when I think about this. Like, Ja Morant was the guy that we were talking about. He could be the face of the league. We were talking about the big new American stars. He was the face of the league. The infrastructure of Memphis is partially built by Ja Morant and the appeal that he had, people coming to the city just to see Ja Morant and the downtown and stuff like that and what he means and meant to Memphis. And the fact is the guy just hasn't gotten better at anything. He's gotten, in fact, worse at a lot of the things that he was good at. He's shot less than 50% close to the basket. He's not dunking. He's not laying the ball up. He hasn't worked on the other things. You told me 3 years ago that Jeremy Grant got traded for Ja Morant straight up. I would say Jeremy Grant's finally an all-NBA player. I was like, this is the thing. This is what we thought Jeremy Grant was going to be. But now you're basically sending him for scraps. And then if it doesn't work, he's an expiring next year. They could just send him somewhere else. And, like, if I'm Ja Morant, yeah, you got to have some urgency. You got to have some understanding that this is the make-or-break year of your career, which is why, as I'm Ja Morant, if I'm going to Portland, I'm not buying an apartment. I'm not buying a house. I'm calling up Dame and I say, can I come stay in your guest room? And I am attaching myself to Dame Lillard all offseason. I'm working on my point guard skills. I'm working on getting him the ball. I'm working on my shooting. I am figuring out that I've put myself in this position. Part of it is because of age and part of it is not being as good as athleticism, but also not developing the skills that we thought he would develop. I need to get in the lab with one of the greatest point guards of all time. I need to learn how to play with him, and I need to learn how to play like him in Portland, because there is a world in which if Ja Morant does recover, that this can work out in some sort of way, especially personally with him and his career. But it's about what he needs to do on the court.
It's a true second chance
Yeah.
for somebody who
Last chance.
last chance, second chance, however you want to look at it. That era in Memphis that was kind of this great thing that never was. Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Ja Morant no longer, because
We have seen older players and older teams do not stay upright long enough to go deep into the playoffs.
And I think you need to be drug tested. I really do.
Shocker,
I think
Perk,
need to
you
be
disagree.
drug tested because listen, man, we could talk about Steph only playing, I believe it was 42, 43 games this season. He didn't have a reason to want to return. Like, they were not going anywhere. LeBron James was more available for the Los Angeles Lakers this year than Luka Doncic. And the one thing that if you add LeBron James to this team alongside Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, they have the most championship experience in the entire NBA. And I get it. We can talk about how old they are. We could call them a group of senior citizens. But the other thing that we could call them is all of those guys have defeated Father Time. When you talk about being in condition, when you talk about being the most conditioned athletes or basketball players in the game, all of those guys are in great shape. All of those guys are going to want to play for something because they have a different type of spirit. So, Vinny, I can't sit up here and dismiss the fact that even though Steph Curry only played half of the season this year, that he didn't average 26 points on 48% shooting from the field and damn near 40% shooting from the three. I can't dismiss the fact that when Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves went out, that LeBron James went in the first round and led the Lakers to beating the Rockets, which majority of the people had the Rockets winning that series, including myself. So when you see signs of greatness and you see those guys still playing at an elite level, and I haven't even threw in the fact that Jimmy Butler is going to come back on a mission. I understand he's coming back off an ACL injury, but hell, I was 290 pounds. I came back off an ACL injury and I was just fine. Again, when you talk about championship experience, when you talk about those guys being some of the best conditioned basketball players still to this day in the NBA, is nowhere in hell we could sit up here with a straight face and not say add LeBron James to this roster doesn't make them legit title contenders.
real quick, I mean, you mentioned Jimmy Butler. In this scenario, wouldn't he have to be traded in order for this to
No, that would be in the Anthony Davis deal. LeBron can sign into cap space.
Yeah, he would have to go for the Anthony Davis, which I'm not factoring in. Like, we're going to talk injuries, stuff like I think this. I'm not factoring Anthony Davis into this one at all. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, I'm not thinking of him as a real contributor to this team as all. Like, if we're talking about injuries. Like, Perk is absolutely right here. One of the reasons that Stephen Curry only played half the season, the Warriors were locked into that 10th seed for the last few weeks of the season, so they could slow roll him for the playoffs. They needed him to come back. He could have come back. And to the other point is it was LeBron who was the guy who was the most healthy on that Lakers team. He missed the first part of the season and was able to come back, and Luka didn't make it, and Austin Reeves didn't make it. And if we're talking about injuries, OKC, how did they end the season? They ended the season without J-Dub, without A.J. Mitchell. You talk about the Spurs, like, what are we like, anything can happen. Wemby, anything can happen with this dude in terms of health. Like, health is a big concern for any team in the league. And if there is one squad that I feel like they can pull it together